Alright, hello everyone, and welcome now to game number 4 in the series between WFZ versus Yumiko. Game 4 taking place here on Echo Isle. Yumiko spawning as the blue human on the top left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, we have WFZ spawning as the red undead. Undead versus human, and I am interested to see what exactly we're going to be seeing here. Yumiko opening up with a Mountain King first this time around. Meanwhile, we are going to be going into a Death Knight and slowing things down already as we hit the 2-minute 20-second mark. Is the Death Knight attempting to get in a bit of harassment. Now the two Troll Trappers and the Ogre do get taken down relatively quickly because of the normal damage from those militia. There's not much that can be done to try and stop this, as the Mountain King is right here ready to go, waiting to see if the Death Knight is going to try and do any more harassment. Now, coming back around, that is a lot of peasants that we're looking at by Yumiko, so Yumiko should be setting up for a militia clear of the mercenary camp and perhaps even this creep camp down over here. The Death Knight of WFZ, knowing of this common strategy, has positioned skeletal minions off to the side to figure out what exactly the execution or the strategy will be. One skeletal warrior now backing off already. Death Knight now making its way over. It looks like the null. Oh, beautifully done. There is the denial. The Death Knight getting in that last bit of damage to finish it off. The Mountain King will finish off these null poachers and most likely get to level 2 with 8 experience to spare. Meanwhile, the Death Knight is still mainly concerned about an expansion. Now, it doesn't really matter if the Mountain King is able to clear out this mercenary creep camp now. He really cares about whether or not this expansion is down and he can abuse that mercenary camp. Yumiko comes in with a whole bunch of footmen and 3 militia more, bringing up the rear, I believe. Yes, another 2 more for a total of 5. The magic number in this instance, as the Death Knight wants to steal a little bit more experience. Alright, the Troll Trapper, is it going to get death coiled? No, it is not. The Mountain King pretty much in position, knowing what to do. Ogre Magi is going to get taken down as well. And there it goes. Claws of Attack +6 as the Mountain King now already halfway to level 3. The Death Knight is in serious trouble here as we are now approaching the 4-minute 20-second mark of this game. Back off over here, you can see that ghouls are attempting to take down the Null Brutes and to do a little bit of experience gathering while the Death Knight is out harassing. Staff of Teleportation, Dust of Appearance, purchased by Yumiko. He could easily get to level 3, teleport back here, and then start storm bolting these acolytes. However, Halls of the Dead has already been reached, and we saw WFZ getting that slaughterhouse and then pressing at tier 2 pretty effectively. We'll see if that continues to work out once more as the Death Knight now moves back. Skeletal Minions knows exactly where the Mountain King and his posse is, as the Mountain King is now looking to place down a bit of pressure onto WFZ. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, you see Yumiko now speed building this town hall, is going to set up an arcane tower, a guard, and 2 guard towers most likely, and this position will be extremely well fortified. There's the slaughterhouse, there's the lich for at tier 2, no tech to tier 3 though, so I am curious what WFZ's long-term strategy is. There's that one arcane tower in a very forward position to keep track of any skeletal minions trying to do any sort of harassment. Mountain King will get to level 3 off of this creep camp. Unfortunately for him though, he is taking a little bit more damage than I think he would like on his units. Yumiko's one low hit point footman taking damage by that one skeleton warrior. It looks like the Mountain King is going to be just shy of level 3 here. May get it by taking down a skeletal minion. No, does not with the timer, as the footmen finish off the troll berserkers, and now that Mountain King has a 225 Stormbolt. Death Knight wants to get to level 2 as quickly as possible. Now going to try and focus down this Ogre Magi. Very good scouting positioning, placing down a skeletal minion here to figure out where that Mountain King is. Death Knight gets to level 2, picks up a Circlet of Nobility, also has Unholy Aura as we see an unfortunate Frost or Ensnare. Frost Armor will add a little bit more protection there, getting an additional, essentially, what is that? 15% more hit points, increasing his armor from 0 to 3. Meanwhile, they take a look. Mountain King already came in with the Stormbolt. You can see that the Black Citadel is trying to be upgraded, and that is going to put even more delays there. There's another Stormbolt coming in. There goes another Acolyte, and this is a huge problem. 3 of the 5 Acolytes have been taken down. Let's take a look at this. The Footmen are now wandering around pretty just aimlessly inside here. Meanwhile, a Footman is currently in defend mode. Will it be able to get away? It looks like Yumiko's 1 Footman will get taken down as we see the Death Knight now trying to rally back. Obsidian statues coming in. Only 2 Acolytes. There is still enough gold to train up a couple of units, but this is still going to be a problem. Crypt Fiends, Death Knights, Lich now making their way in. Ogre Warrior now being brought back over as we see a quick Frost Armor onto that Lich. Here we go. Ogre Warrior going to get taken down, and this is exactly what the Death Knight needs. He needs to get more experience. He needs to get to level 3 and maybe even level 2 on the Lich, as that Lich will then add a lot of offensive power. Also, adding to this army, we're going to start seeing that Obsidian, or that Orb of Corruption, and some tier 3 units. Footmen now trying to rush in here. You can see that the Black Citadel has already finished, so that does add another Frost Tower essentially inside this base. Low hit point Ghoul gonna get taken down. There it goes, as you now see the towers just slowing things up. Death Knight at level 2, Lich sitting at level 1, almost level 2. Are we gonna perhaps see damaged out there? Alright, just trying to focus down that Footman. The Footman will get taken down. Death Knight just needs 1 kill. There it goes. Lich is now at level 2, and that is gonna cause even more problems. 2 level 2 heroes versus a level 3 Mountain King. And we are now not sitting at, or Keep is now nearing completion over here on the bottom left-hand side of the map. Death Knight taking this opportunity, knowing that with the Lich and Frost Nova, if Yumiko tries to engage, he's actually going to be in a very bad spot, as the Lich can really slow any sort of engagement with that very, very effective Frost Nova early on. Meanwhile, Kobold Geomancer and it looks like the Kobold Tunneler are all going to fall here. Is the Renegade Wizard going to give the Death Knight level 3? That is the big question. But the Lich does need to back off here if that is ever going to have a chance. It's going to be rather close now. Can we get 47 experience? Whoa, no we are not. We are 7 experience shy. And at 7 experience shy, the Lich is now very, very close to level 3 as well. Crypt Fiends, let's take a look. Troll Trappers down over here. Mountain King just creeping out his side of the map. And I'm not sure what exactly WFZ is doing at this point. He could be making a bit of a stronger play, but he isn't really doing that yet. You can see that the Lich is going to stay at level 2. Meanwhile, the Death Knight will get to level 3 if it's within range. Yes, it is just within range, getting to level 3, and that all-important level 2 Death Coil. Many of the creep camps have been crept out. We see a Necropolis now coming in as well by WFZ. WFZ looking to expand with the Necropolis in order to use that Scroll of Town portal and also be able to train up Acolytes down here. It does also provide supply without using, without using any lumber, or using less lumber, but I will have to go ahead and double check that, as in comes a lot of Footmen. The Footmen are now coming through. You can see an invisible Footman right there, or a Mountain King right there. Puript of Vitality. How is that item left behind? That is a huge, huge item to be lost there, as the Death Knight may just go and pick it up. If the Death Knight goes to pick it up, that is going to be... I don't even know what to say about that. That Death Knight is going to be that much more dangerous, as the Death Knight now up to 975 hit points. You know what? I understand if sometimes you forget about tomes, but forgetting an item like that is absolutely huge, as the Mountain King now comes through. All right, waiting for another Stormbolt on to WFZ's Acolyte. There it goes. We need to see more Acolytes being trained. Mountain King is down there. Meanwhile, Footmen are now in a really, really dangerous spot, taking a lot more damage than they expected to. You can see this Necropolis off over here is going to start training up Acolytes. And now, Yumiko, who thinks he has a huge economic advantage, must realize that this economic advantage is really just a figment of his imagination. It is not going to be nearly as strong, as the Paladin now tries to come in and get to level 2 as well. Clarity Potion quickly being used. Scroll of Regeneration now being used as well. Death Knight comes across against a Gargantuan Sea Turtle. Level 3 Death Knight. Level 2, almost level 3 Lich. And 2 level 3 heroes against a level 3 and a level 1. That is not going to go in favor of Yumiko anytime soon. As the Mountain King now gets to level 4, excuse me. So a level 4 and a level 1 against a level 3 and a level 3 is what we have, as that Lich now has a lot more hit points than it would appear. 775 hit points with a Talisman of Evasion, essentially giving that Lich on average an additional +3 armor, and that is going to have a profound impact as well. All right, let's take a look down over here. Mountain King is in position. Meanwhile, Paladin will get to level 2, and Yumiko is looking to just ride on the back of this and try and pull ahead again. You can see that the Nightcrawlers are engaging, causing a lot of poison damage across multiple footmen. Meanwhile, the Mountain King here is really hoping to get off some Stormbolts, but with an extra Acolyte, with the all-important extra Acolyte by WFZ, WFZ knows that, you know what? Even if I lose an Acolyte, I'm going to be fine. Main Goldmine perhaps could use, yes, 2 more Acolytes. That's exactly what we're seeing now. You can see that the Mountain King is now ready to just pop on in here and get a little bit of damage. There goes 1 Acolyte. Acolytes already need to be on the move. It looks like a second Acolyte will end up just getting Stormbolted. And where is it? No, the Acolyte's able to slither or slip through these buildings and now head back south. There's another Stormbolt there. And so far, Yumiko is really hurting the economy of WFZ. However, the economy, as important as it is to macro and keep and sustain a large army, it is not all there is in Warcraft 3. 47 over 80 compared to 46 over 80. A fairly larger army by WFZ should be able to at least waltz and entertain the idea of taking down some of these forward buildings. The problem will be the huge number of guard towers, currently sitting at 5 with 1 arcane to act as a deterrent. Death Knight now coming around the corner. Is he going to try and engage right here? Meanwhile, what is this? Oh, Gargantuan Sea Turtle going to get taken down. The Paladin will stay most likely at level 2 unless there's is there another hero here? I don't see one. So it looks like it will. Nope. Comes in here, and now here's the problem. Here's the engagement. There's a Frost Nova. All right, are we going to see... Oh, Death Coil saving the Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend now needs to burrow if it wants to survive. Staff of Teleport or Scroll of Town Portal now coming through as all the units do end up backing off. A lot of Crypt Fiends lost in that fight. A lot of Crypt Fiends lost in that fight as we now see Yumiko up to 78 over 80 supply. 56 over 80 with not that much gold to show for it. At the most, he could have about 62 to 65 supply army in order to get the right counter units. Shade now just doing a little bit more scouting here, as Yumiko now makes his way over. Siege Engine, 45 to 55 damage with fortified armor. Very difficult to take down, as the Obsidian statues are now ready for a fight here. All right, are we going to see a fight here? There's some Griffins. There goes a Crypt Fiend already, as all the units just suffering so much damage in just a matter of seconds. All right, there you go. There's more attack. There's a Breath of Fire. There goes a Knight, as the Panda now in trouble. The Panda falls, and with the Panda fall, WFZ's, I believe, chances are pretty much... Wait, no, that was Yumiko's Panda. What am I thinking? Lich. All right, I was expecting a Panda coming in from the Undead, and no, Yumiko ends up winning the game there. I got all turned around. But let's take a look at the final scores. 5-3 versus 3-3-1. An easy victory for Yumiko there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game number 4. Please stay tuned for game number 5.